There are quite a few good tips and tricks that I've learned from studying product management. And today we're diving into jobs to be done, a way of looking at a customer and business needs that goes far beyond features, requirements, or even user stories. It asks the question, what job is the customer actually hiring this product or service to do? Now, this is not just a theory. Whether your requirements gathering or shaping strategy or improving process, the JTBD jobs to be done framework will sharpen your analysis and help you design solutions that truly hit the mark.
The Better Business Analyst Institute
presents the Better Business Analyst Podcast with
Benjamen Walsh.
Back, everyone. That's right. We're going to be talking about jobs to be done. Specifically, I'm going to give you 10 lessons from the jobs to be done framework. If you don't know about the jobs to be done framework, it's something that's come out of product management, and it really focuses on the customer journey or a specific task, actually, that you're hiring the product or service to do. It's a weird term, hiring, but it's around the fact that it has a job to be done, and hence we use the word hiring. I like to think about it as one part of the customer journey where they are driving the process to a goal, right? So I'll give you an example. It might be getting to work in the morning. It's one specific process that they do end to end. So let's dive in. Number one is that customers don't buy products. They hire them. People don't buy a drill because they want a drill. They buy it because they want to put a hole in the wall. This is the fundamental jobs to be done shift. Focus on the outcome and not the product. In workshops, asked what are stakeholders really trying to achieve here, not just what system do they want? And we know that from the BA world, but this is also looking at it from a product point of view when you're stuck in that mindset and looking at features. Number two is that every job has a functional and emotional side. It's not just about the task. It's about the emotions that task relate to. So if you take a gym membership, right, it isn't about fitness. It's about belonging and confidence and sometimes even status. And one of the case studies we use here at the Better Business Analyst Institute, FitNation, which is about a gym, staff thought members wanted more machines, but members were really hiring the gym to feel supported and motivated. You need to probe for both functional and emotional drivers in interviews when you apply the jobs to be done framework. And you can use tricks like focusing on empathy mapping and ask how someone feels at those various stages of the process. And sometimes it's hard, right? So it's not what people say, just like requirements gathering or elicitation. It's you need to peel back the onion and find out, well, it's not just around feeling healthy, it's actually feeling confident. And that's the reason why most people go to the gym. Number three is that context matters more than demographics. The jobs to be done focuses on situations and not personas in this case. A busy parent and a uni student might want to hire Uber Eats, not because of their age or income, because right now, they need real fast, convenient food. Okay, so that's just a way of looking at it. We're moving away the persona side of it for this particular jobs to be done framework. So, Uber Eats, for example, may be an example of a product that has a job to be done that it satisfies. Okay, and that's what we talk about here. So that's around the fact that it's providing that job to be done. It's something you're hiring Uber Eats to do, which is get food fast. So use scenarios instead of only personas. And what is the context driving the need? Don't get too lost in terms of the fact that they're two different customer segments wanting the same job to be done. Number 4 is that jobs are stable and solutions are temporary. The job of getting from A to B hasn't changed for centuries, right? That's horses or trains or cars or ride-sharing apps, and they're all just different solutions. So when defining requirements, separate the enduring job from today's perceived world or preferred way of doing it, right? You've got to think about it that way. This avoids being, designing for the obsolete. So it's not hiring a job sharing app to get to the airport that's limiting it. It's literally getting to the airport. Number 5 is uncovering the struggle where the gold lies. People don't switch products when they're happy. They also don't switch product all the time when they're unhappy. It depends on the friction of the move. They switch when they're really struggling, right? So you need to find the friction in their current situation, and there you'll find the opportunity. So if you launch an app, right, and you fill in your details about your age and your weight, it's a fitness app, let's say, and then you monitor and you enter all your details about what you ate every day, and then every day you have to enter the same information again, that could provide friction, right? People may not want to adopt that because it might frustrate you about the way you have to do it. You have to enter the same information again and again. Another app comes along, you enter what you commonly eat every day once, and it populates all that. That is a friction gap. Okay, so the gold is in terms of watching what a user does today. Now, that's an example where you've built a new app, but you can just look to the world in terms of what are the jobs or what are people trying to get done in their day, and what is the friction? Getting to work, not getting wet on the way to work, simply using public transport and then improving it. So if you were the provider of public transport, you could see, having to have money and change, it may be easier just to tap on and off to get to where you want to be. So that's the gold. Number 6 is that jobs compete across industries. Your competitor isn't who you think. A cinema isn't just competing with other cinemas. It's competing with Netflix, gaming, even dining with friends. You need to map your job competitors broadly, not just within your industry, because in all those cases, it's providing entertainment, right? It could be more than just watching a show. So it's a really interesting way of looking at it when you're launching your own product. Number 7 is to break jobs into steps. So jobs have stages: defining the job, finding options, preparing, executing, and reviewing, right? The job of cooking dinner includes planning the meals, shopping, prepping, cooking, eating, and cleaning up. And Uber Eats actually disrupts several of those stages. So you use user journey mapping or customer journey mapping to see where the solution adds or removes friction. So you're starting to get the idea now. Number 8 is to pay attention to non-consumption. Sometimes the biggest opportunity isn't stealing customers from rivals, but serving people do the job at all. Right? So I'll give you an example. So a gym company, FitNation, realizes that people weren't joining gyms at all, not theirs, anyone else's, because they felt intimidated. But if you design a low barrier digital platform, you may capture that group who want the same outcomes that a gym provides, but they're just not comfortable going into the gym. So you need to ask the question, who isn't doing this job today, and maybe why not? And that might be able to create a whole new market. Number 9 is that jobs are measurable. So outcomes can and should be quantified. If the job is getting to work on time, then reliability, speed, and predictability are metrics. But a friend of mine who keeps sending me screenshots of when a train is late because he's frustrated about the public transport system here in Wellington. And that's an example of it's not reliable, it's not predictable, it takes a while, it can break down. And there's obviously the job of getting to work on the train in Wellington should be a lot easier than it is. The BA tip is to tie requirements and success criteria back to the job outcomes, not just the features delivered. So they might, in this example, they might go, the experience, the train experience was fantastic. People thought the price was okay. They thought the trains were clean. It was like, well, the main KPI here is, did someone get to where they needed to be on time? Was it reliable and consistent? No. Number 10 is that great BAs become translators of these jobs. At the end of the day, our role is to translate business and customer jobs into solutions that deliver real value. If you master this lens, it's a different lens. You're not just capturing requirements, you're helping shape strategy. So use the job to be done framework as a standing question in your toolkit. What job is this requirement, feature, or process step really doing? It's a really good way of dipping into the product management world and thinking about it that way, and really linking requirements back to that customer journey. So there you have it, my top 10 lessons from the jobs to be done framework. Remember, customers don't care about your system, your product, or your shiny features. They care about getting their job done. Care about getting their job done simply, quickly, and in a way that makes sense to them and has a positive emotional experience. As a business analyst and change leaders, our power is seeing through the noise and getting to the real job at hand. Thanks for listening. Be a better BA, and I'll see you next week.